This situation, by its current trajectory, will generate months of political and legal controversy. And wasting energy on distractions is the last thing that state government should be doing. And I cannot be the cause of that. The best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing. And therefore, that's what I'll do. And my resignation will be effective in 14 days.
So Governor Cuomo is out. You know, there are a lot of reasons to not like Governor Cuomo. I've gone through it, the COVID situation, the money from the book, turning away that perfectly good hospital ship. But this case against him, this sexual harassment case, in my opinion, and I'm not alone here, is very problematic, is very weak. Professor Alan Dershowitz joins us once again from Harvard Law School, author of Guilt by Accusation, The Challenge of Proving Innocence in the Age of Me Too. Professor, welcome back. Just your reaction overall to the news of today that Governor Cuomo has resigned.
Well, first, I feel very bad for the Cuomo family. I knew Mario well. I know his mother, Matilda. I know siblings. So I feel very bad. I also feel bad for the women who were treated improperly, if they were. I agree with you. I think the report itself is very tainted. The Attorney General of New York actually stated, essentially, that women have to be believed over men, that she has a gender bias, that if a woman says something and a man contradicts it, regardless of the evidence, you believe the woman. I believe women, and you should believe women, she said. That would be like saying, you know, I believe Jews, I believe Greek people, I believe Italian Americans, I believe blacks. They used to say in the South, believe whites. They tell the truth, blacks don't. Anytime you engage in this kind of bias, bigotry, in which you group people together, whether for good or bad purposes, I think you have eliminated your objectivity. And so I think the report should be discounted. Now, there are going to be 5 investigations by state, city, and other district attorneys. There may still even be an impeachment proceeding. They can impeach, as they tried to do President Trump, a former governor. There'll be civil suits. I think the most that he has to be worried about now is civil suits. I don't think the criminal complaints will go forward, but the civil complaints probably will.
Well, Professor, I tell you, I'm very skeptical of the accusations, and everyone says 11 women have spoken. 11, as you know, there are gradations of severity from these 11 women. Now, I want to show you, this is one of the 11 women. This is a doctor, and we actually have it captured on videotape. This is an alleged incident of sexual harassment when he gets his COVID test from a doctor. Let's watch.
There should be no reluctance. This is Dr. Elizabeth Dufort, who is in the appropriate PPE wear. Nice to see you, doctor. You make that gown look good.
Head up a little bit.
Head up.
Close your eyes.
Close my eyes.
Good.
Why do I need to close my eyes? You can question the doctor. That's okay. Why do I need to close my eyes?
For comfort, it might make you tear a little bit.
Okay. If I fall asleep?
Then we'll have you sit down. Head up a little bit.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's it?
That's all.
Nothing else?
That's all.
So that person in the gown, we all saw it, by the way. You heard the cameras. The comment, you make that gown look good, that's the alleged sexual harassment. She's one of the complainants. She's in the report. That seems astoundingly stupid to me. I'm sorry.
Well, it's worse than stupid. It trivializes the report. It trivializes the way people interact with each other. Also, when the report is, he allegedly looked a woman up and down. He looked at parts of her body. My God, if that becomes sexual harassment, everybody is going to be accused of it, women as well as men. The failure to distinguish between the most serious kinds of charges, and the most serious is a misdemeanor, the allegation that he put his hand under the blouse of a woman and cupped her breast. He denies it. If true, that would be a misdemeanor. Most of the others would not rise to the level of either criminal or civil liability. But by grouping all this together, I think that Attorney General James has disqualified herself from pursuing this, and especially her statement about gender bias, that
Yeah.
we should believe women over men. No, you believe the evidence. You believe the truth. You let the chips fall where they may. Women lie, men lie, people lie, women tell the truth, men tell the truth. We should always credit every accusation, whether it comes from a woman or a man, and investigate it. But once the investigation is completed, you don't put the thumb of gender on the scale of justice.
I want to show you the cover of the New York Post from last week. Creep. They call Governor Cuomo a creep, and the accuser, her image is blurred out. This is the accuser who made the most serious accusation that the governor cupped her breast. Now here is the picture. This, by the way, is after she alleges she was groped. I think we're allowed to use our abilities to observe and to reason, and that picture does not suggest any kind of abuse. And I'm sorry, I know they have set it up, the culture is set up, that it's even dangerous to ask that question, to react that way. But that's a normal human reaction, that this picture suggests that she was totally fine.
Look, you have to have a presumption of innocence. Nobody should be accused of anything without due process of law, without the ability to confront. The Me Too movement does not trump the Constitution. It does not trump the Bill of Rights. Radicals think they know the truth. And if you know the truth is that women never lie, men do. If you know the truth, what do you need due process? What do you need dissenting opinions? What you need is cancel culture. And here we see another example of cancel culture. The idea that people leave office because of an accusation, not because of proof by any standard of proof, not after cross-examination. Look, I feel sorry for the Cuomo family, but I feel sorrier for the Constitution, because the Constitution suffers when this kind of guilt by accusation, that's what I entitled my book, Guilt by Accusation, when this kind of guilt by accusation is allowed to go forward. We have to stop it. We have to fight against it. I've been fighting against it, and I urge others to join me and others in that fight. Women have to be heard and listened to. Their claims have to be investigated. We can never go back to the day when women were disbelieved or when you need special corroboration for women's testimony, but no thumb should be put on the scale based on gender.
One more thing, the bar now seems so low for an allegation of sexual harassment to pass muster with some people. I've heard people wonder, like we've all seen what Joe Biden has done in public. There's been murmurings that there's another impeach Kavanaugh, or there will be an impeach Kavanaugh effort. I'm just wondering if we're seeing something, this is precedent, so they can go after other people, and the bar is just so much lower now.
The bar is so low that sexual harassment is losing its meaning. And that's a terrible thing, because sexual harassment really means something. And of course, nobody actually believe all women. When an accusation was made against President Biden, a much, I can add 6 muches, more serious allegation, but it wasn't true. Nobody essentially believed it. And I think many people didn't believe the accusations against Kavanaugh. And remember, there were accusations against Kavanaugh by women he never met. And look, I know how that feels. I've been accused by a woman I never met, never heard of. She was put up to it by lawyers, and I fortunately was able to disprove it by her own emails and her own manuscript. Most people aren't as fortunate as I have been to be able to disprove the false accusation. But I know for a fact that at least one woman has lied. And you can't generalize about women. You can't generalize about men. And this is a weapon that can be used by everybody against anybody. It endangers your children. It endangers your parents, your relatives, and therefore always prefer due process and the Constitution over radical claims by ideologues.
Professor, as we go to break, I thought Rita Glavin, an attorney for Governor Cuomo, soon to be former Governor Cuomo, was terrific, and she echoed some of what you just said. This is how she wrapped up her response to some of the allegations today, just before Governor Cuomo announced his resignation. We're going to listen to this and go to break. I thank you again, Professor. Again, this is Rita Glavin, attorney for Andrew Cuomo.
I think that women should be believed and they should be treated fairly. I also believe that men should be believed and treated fairly. All people should be given that. And everybody should have a chance to respond. And everybody should be scrutinized with what they say by facts, context, and evidence. That hasn't happened here. Our country has a rule of law. I believe in the rule of law. Not mob mentality and not media mentality. The governor deserves to be treated fairly. And that did not happen here.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.